I am stuck in a job that I really hate. How meditation helps? In general, if you feel stuck in somewhere and you hate, you don't like, normally the hatred, aversion, fear, hopeless, these make more problems, extra problems. For example, if you are in a situation where you're stuck there and you hate that situation, you want to get out of that situation, but you can't, how to do with the meditation? What meditation helps? And for that, if you are in the situation like that, the first important is the what do you call it? Shantideva, Shantideva, who is Indian great master, enlightened master, and he said, you should ask one question. The question is, okay, do I have solution how to deal with this problem? Do I have solution or not? So you can ask this question. You know the solution and or not, or you know how to get out of this problem or not. So you can ask these questions. The answer is, if you know the solution, if you know how to get out of this problem, then you don't have to worry. Why? Because it will be okay. You know how to solve this problem, and you know the solution, the method, the skillful method how to deal with the problem. So then don't worry and don't hate continually. Not necessary to hate, worry, it will be okay. Although it's going to be okay, but you think, oh no good, it's useless, not necessary, no need. But the answer is yes, there's no solution. You don't know solution, you are in the fog, nothing. Even you try, you cannot get. There's no solution, for you right now. Then worry is no benefit. No need to worry. Because no solution. Whatever happens. So then you try to accept. Don't fight with the problem. That makes more problem. That makes more mistakes. So then you try to accept. For example, if you lost your job, no job. Of course, nowadays many people facing that problem, Global financial crisis. Global financial crisis, So many people lost job. If you lost job, it's a big problem. How to do? Try to search new job. But maybe you cannot find. Then you think, oh, not good, lost job, bad. Oh, then, a lot of hope and fear, it makes more problem. Normally I'm telling this one story, this is a very good story from my friend. I wrote this story in my book. I have one friend in Malaysia, 10 or 11 years before. And that time there's one big problem with the stock market in Malaysia. And he's playing with the stock market, trader or something like that. He's playing. His main business is in the stock market, you know. And within a few months, he lost everything. From millionaire, become zeronaire, what I call zeronaire. You know, for a few months he have house, you know, everything nice. Few months later, he have to sleep his friend's couch or in friend's living room, you know. Then many of his friends, some of them become crazy, some of them jump from building, and some of them become, you know, totally depressed. They cannot eat, cannot sleep, cannot walk, no energy loss. This is end of my life, you know. But this guy, you know, smiling and laughing. And other people ask him, you know, what do you feel? You lost everything. He said, well, I got all this money from stock market. Now I lost everything, lost into stock market. This is impermanence, changing. This is the life. What to do? Ups and downs, you know. But he's not become crazy. He's not lost energy, you know. And he's not jump off the building. And he tried to search another solution. He tried to start another business. And now he's become millionaire again. Maybe getting close to billionaire, I'm not sure. But anyway, you know, so in general, we all have capability. No matter who you are, you have capability, you have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have power, you have what we call basic goodness, our innate potential. Everybody has it. That's why try best to use your qualities. Try best. Don't give up. Forward. But your mind, don't be too tight on the result. Don't too tight on the result. Accept impermanence. Accept life is up and down, like wave of the ocean. Like stock market, you know. Like stock market, it's up and down. Because stock market up and down, then this is why people make money. If the stock market is flat, you know, you cannot do anything, yeah? That's why life is up and down, it's nice. That's why your life become colorful. Without suffering, there's no happiness. That's why balance is important. What is balance here now? Try your best, but your mind, don't too tight on the result.